Let me know if you guys can hear. Yeah, the SI is right there. The Accord's right here. On the other side of this wall is an 06 Acura TSX. And then in front of that is a 95 Civic Coupe. The motor for and then actually in between the two cars there's a crate with a short block that was warranty. They're all K24 Z7s. You got to have spare motors to run a race program. The spare motor for the Accord is my drag tires. You can see the Axion Industries logo right there. I'm gonna go out to the track as soon as I get my transmission parts. My upgraded fourth gear just shipped today, and I'm still waiting on an Accord final drive and the main shaft because I didn't want to run a FK8 final drive, and mine's toast. So I would like to say what's the beginning of next month. I'm gonna try going to the track. I gotta finish tuning also. Yeah, as you can see, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's freezing here. It's only like 63 degrees or something right now. I got till October to race here. Yeah, it's been cool the last couple of days. I actually just got over ammonia. Believe it or not, I worked the last couple of days with a 102 degree fever. I gotta get customers' cars done. No, I tested negative for COVID. That was the first thing they made me get tested for. Yeah, they made me get tested for COVID because I wasn't the only one sick. Our secretary got sick also. Here's some spare cord axles. Gotta carry them, considering my car likes to break them. What's going on, Mark? Mark wants to do some shopping. Yeah, he's waiting for his ECU to be unlocked. And then he's waiting for Honda to do something with it. The joys of buying a brand new car. It'll definitely be your Type S. A blue one to sit right next to the Accord. I think it might happen too. I'm just going to wait it out a little bit. Yeah, Mark's good shit. He drove all the way from New Jersey to my house to get parts to put his Accord back to stock. He enjoyed the popcorn yesterday. Hey, I don't hold anything back. I see people that think they should look up the people that really are no one. That's how I feel. They didn't do anything special for this community that I feel. We already know turbo swaps were possible thanks to Mike. And Joel never went Garrett if and Mike didn't. So there's that too. Right now, the aftermarket turbos, such as like Garrett's and stuff like that, you only have the only U.S. company doing them right now is Rampage, and they're a joke to deal with. And Full Race discontinued all their turbo kits. To be honest with you, G25 660 on a stick shift Accord would be pretty good on the stock ECU because you don't need to rev it up terribly high, and it'll spool a little bit better than the RV 660. A G30 660. I was told that the G30 is going to be a little bit more laggier than G25, and you won't be able to. It won't be as responsive as the G25. Because originally I was going to go a G30, G30 660. And then I was told to stick with a G25 660 by 4 race. Yeah, 100 shot would work really good. To be honest with you, I just don't think they understood my goals because, like, I like to street race and drag race. And I think the bigger turbo would actually help me versus a smaller turbo, but they're looking in efficiency range. So I don't know. Depends on who you talk to, because I was told if I went with a standalone ECU to put a 6466 precision on the car. Hey, what's going on? Man, there ain't a lot of people. Time for 11s. Yeah, I'm gonna try doing it on the setup I have now. To be honest with you, my goal is to run sevens, 60 to 130. And then if I run 760 to 130, that should get me low 11s, high 10s in the quarter mile on this setup. And I think with the new fourth gear, fourth gear, I should have no problem doing the 60 to 130 in 7 seconds because I eliminate one shift. Uh, I don't foresee nines being out of the realm with a standalone ECU. With a standalone ECU and port injection. Don't worry, I got something big going on this winter. And I've been keeping it a secret. Let's just say I'll have a 101 for sure. Yeah, I in 60 to 130 spinning all of third grade, I ran at 851. So if I can one get traction in third gear and eliminate a shift in the fifth gear, um, I should be able to do 760 to 130. Yeah, more subscribers. The problem with that is people don't like people that tell the truth. So they want to hear fake news all the time. They want false hope. I mean, I wouldn't count the 10 speed out. Eventually, the someone will find a way to make a 10 speed fast as the manual 60 to 130. I just don't think there isn't the want or the the drive to make a 10-speed fast. Quarter mile all day long. Anyone can drive a automatic in a quarter mile. It's not hard. Here we go. Hey, I'm only telling the truth. You want to hear the truth? The 10-speed automatic dies off at 120 miles. That's why on revision 1 on my new setup, I run 0.35 seconds faster than any auto in a 60 to 130. It's just because of that shift point. 60 foot's easy. I can cut a 1.8 60 foot in this. I've done it all with a bad clutch. And I don't even have, those are only 8.5 inch wide tires. The automatic guys have better tire choice. Yeah, the 6th to 7th gear is what kills the automatic. That's why she's the king of the streets for the 10th gen Accords. Yeah. After 500 horsepower is when I started noticing like it carried the power a lot better. I'm sure with anything below 500 wheel horsepower, if you put the FK8 final drive in it, I would have went faster, but my end goal is to use the factory final drive and go fast, because the factory Accord final drive is better in my eyes for the power. For my daily, I prefer 10 speed. I've never been an automatic guy, and that's stick shift. My Tacoma is stick shift. My TSX is stick shift. My 95 Civic stick shift. Automatic cars in my entire life, and they were all big piles of junk. And I really don't know how to work on an automatic transmission. These transmissions, I can tear down, change gears, measure them out and stuff, and put them all back together. I can't even read that. You like to stick it, laugh my ass off. Well, you know what they say, three pedals make a man. You have one now, so. Once you start making power in the Type S, it'll be completely different. You'll be like, what was I missing this whole time I was driving that boring ass automatic? Yeah, tearing stuff apart and putting it back together, it takes time. I mean, I didn't learn it overnight, that's for sure. I and I took it upon myself to learn it. Same thing with motors. After Prianto Racing out of Virginia screwed me over, I learned how to do motors too. What change you see to be putting so many on blast? It's just people think that freaking they can just get away with anything these days. This is what social media is allowed to happen, is allowed people just to talk shit without no consequences and for their actions and think they're just gonna get away with it. I mean, Michael from Axion knows that I've bought tons of parts for this and tons of parts for this and other cars and sent him customers throughout the years. I've helped so many out in the community and everything else. I've been doing this for quite a lot of years. Like, this isn't my first project. I'm not expecting to be for sure. I just have a point to prove is all I'm doing this for. I could really care less. I go to the track and try to one up myself every time I go, which I pretty much succeed even with a broken car. With a bad clutch, I went 12.7 at a 122 mile an hour. And then with a blown head gasket, I went 12.0 at 123 mile an hour. And flashing back to my previous tune that I ran at ACO, I was mid 12. So I gained half a second just by switching a tune with nothing changed. But people just give people, or people get false hope from YouTubers or social media people that do it for all the wrong reasons. That's my input on it. That's why I put so many people on blast. Or companies like the kid JSR from California. They always claim fake dyno numbers. I have messages proving that their 539 Accord dyno is fake. That car never even made 500 horsepower. Ouch, you taught yourself how to do a head gasket. It was just a coolant leak from the turbo. So I thought my radiator cap was bad. I changed out the radiator cap. I put a new thermostat and a new coolant temperature sensor in, and everything was good. And then as soon as I went to the track, found out real quick I had a blown head gas. It barely makes more power than the FK8 turbo. That's my 100% honest opinion. The guy, Chad, is just a joke. I don't make money off selling parts, so I'm not gonna suggest someone parts that are garbage. That's my biggest thing. I've changed stuff. You can ask Mike at Axion. I've changed stuff. The intercooler piping. Originally, I had the HPS. I thought the HPS intercooler piping stuff was garbage. It rubbed up against the battery. I still have the V1 PRL box. I need to get the V2. We've confirmed that it makes more power on the top end than the V1 box. To be honest with you, the RV6 turbo lately has been hit or miss. It's a great, don't get me wrong, it's a great design turbo. It will make power, but what I've seen is the people that are trying to push them, or they've just been having problems. Same thing with the PRL turbos. The PRL turbos, like the P700, the P700 turbo, the inducer wheel is bigger than the exducer wheel, and it's too heavy on one side, and it's just going to tear up. So I don't recommend the PRL turbos or the RV6 turbo. The RV6 turbo would be great if they step back and fix all the flaws that they have, instead of just sending them back in and then rebuilding them the same way and then sending them back out and then they have the same problems. Yeah, if you send me your transmission, I can rebuild it. Fourth gear is super simple to change. To fix the problems that they're having, and then it would be a great turbo, especially for the FK8 guys that can rev higher. On the Accord guys that are trying to like push the limits, then I think it would be great. Other than that, like right now, yes, the MHI Stage 2 is the GOAT. I'm going to put it to you right now. I'm pushing 37, 38 PSI out of the turbo, and it doesn't hiccup one bit. And you ask anyone any tuner, no one's pushing that turbo that far. Usually they stop at like 35 psi. I mean, lately people have been pushing it more. But like I said, I'm making 37, 38 psi. I've seen 38, and it holds 37. Yeah, the king. MHI Stage 2 is the king for the Accord right now. It just keeps going. It doesn't have a problem as long as you keep oil and coolant, and if you're pushing it really hard, head studs in your motor, and you'll have no problem. Yeah, see, Mike's got killer deals on them. Go buy an MHI Stage 2 from Axion Industries. It's where my parts come from. Hey, don't forget to pay me later for saying that. Yeah, I don't, to be honest with you, in this community for the Accord, I don't really see any other companies doing any good for us, to be honest with you. Yeah, don't wait. I'm telling you, once you go turbo, you're gonna be like, what have I been missing? Because that's exactly what I did. I kept trying to hit a goal with the stock turbo, and then I hit a point where I was bored with the stock turbo. And then as soon as I put this turbo on, I was like, why didn't I do this sooner? I mean, the FK8 turbo's all right for like if you just want a little bit more power and a daily commuter, but for the price and stuff, the MHI Stage 2 makes a little bit more power overall. Excuse me. And it spools very similar to the FK8 turbo. Everyone says that the bigger turbos have more lag. I can tell you right now at 3,500 RPMs, I can light the front tires right up. Now tell me if that's lag or not. Yeah, you went 11.92 on a CTR turbo. Screw you, Mark. Both. The MHI Stage 2 will make even more than the CTR turbo on E32. You don't even have to run that much meth to make a whole lot of power, to be honest with you. Mark's a perfect example. He was only running a 500cc nozzle, and he runs 11.4s and only meth, port injection, and Mark spraying a single nozzle in the intercooler piping and only 500cc and made just as much power as I was. Do I still have all the interior in the Accord? Yeah, kinda. 4 apart since the last day I was at the track. But it's not gutted. Disappointed with my 60 to 130 on the F-Gate turbo. Without spraying meth for the 60 to 130, you aren't going to go really that fast. 60 to 130. Yeah, I mean, so like, I'm kind of like Mark, is like kind of like a full street car when it comes to the track. I mean, I tried seeing if the back seat stripping out would help, but it really didn't do anything for me. It's not enough weight. I will tell you, putting the skinnies on the back helped a lot. In the back seat. I've thought about doing the Willwood calipers on the front and the rotors and stuff to save a little bit more rotating mass with the rotors and a little bit of weight with the calipers. Eventually, I want to try sticking I have Bellic Industry 15-inch wheels, which has a better tire selection. Because the 17s for slicks, you only get the 26-inch tall by 8.5 inches wide, and it's just not enough tire injection into the charge pipe. Method injection into the charge pipe CCs is pretty reliable. Pushing like 1,000 CCs, it's not even distribution across all 4 cylinders, so, but it's really reliable. So the cheapest way to do it is an AEM water meth kit, and then you're going to get a AEM solenoid, and then you're going to get a Snow Performance methanol nozzle and a Snow Performance methanol nozzle holder, and you'll have no problems, because the AEM nozzle that comes with the kit is complete garbage. All right, Mike, have a good night. Thanks for coming and joining. You've been my top contributor. Every Friday. I'm going to try doing this every Friday at 8 o'clock. Yeah, the AEM kit with the Snow Performance nozzle and the Snow Performance nozzle holder, excuse me, and a AEM meth solenoid is the ticket. I'm not a fan of the Snow Performance controller. Mark's tuner was E-Shift in New Jersey, and then he switched to Derek Robinson. I'm pretty sure Mark's still in here. He can answer your question. And his 1192 was on the CTR turbo on 100 octane and 500 cc's of meth, I believe. Do I have issues with K-Con? I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't even have on my K tuner the K-Con. I don't watch it. See, yeah, he was on a 250cc nozzle, not a 500cc nozzle when he went 1192. Yeah, on the stock turbo, when I first switched to a custom tune and then went faster, the Derek's tune. Yeah, a lot of people get caught up in the K-Con, and see, my knock control, because I have a twin disc on the car, is completely turned off. So I don't even get any readings from my knot control anymore. I never watched it to begin with. I use the same gas from the same gas station. And when I ran 93 octane, I put 1 gallon of ethanol in every fuel up just to make sure. But I don't monitor my knot control. And I can't now anyway because it's turned off. Slower on the IMW tune on the stock turbo. And then I switched to the, or when I switched from stage 2 to a custom tune, I went slower. And then eventually I figured the car out. It's a different learning curve. That's what I think what people don't understand. Because drag racing this on the stock turbo versus putting the MHI stage 2 on and drag racing it is two different things. On the stock turbo, I could leave hard out of the line, but with a bigger turbo and stuff, I got to spin out of the hole so I don't break an axle. Just because it makes more torque. Any more questions? I'm down to answer all of them. It doesn't even have to be Accord related. Yeah, ask away, man. Zara, I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't be afraid to ask me questions. Just got my FK8 plus executive clutch and flywheel for an Accord. Yeah, no problem, man. I'm gonna try doing this every Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Like if you gather questions throughout the week or whatever you want. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I had the CTR flywheel and CTR Exetti stage 1 kit, clutch kit. It's a good clutch for like daily driving and stuff. It's not really meant to for my power goals. That's why I ended up going a twin disc. But it was a great daily driver clutch for sure. And it held everything that I threw at it besides trying to slip it at the clutch or slip at the track. And that's where it failed. any advice on the install? So on the install, first off, I would do is I'd get a ratchet strap, and you're going to strap your steering wheel so it's straight. Then you're going to do the little plastic cover that covers your steering in the inside of the car. And then there's a 10 millimeter head bolt. You're going to take the 10 millimeter head bolt out. You're going to pull that out, and you're going to set it inside. You got to have that wheel strapped straight so you don't ruin your clock spring. And then pretty much you're gonna jack up the car, and then you're gonna support the engine with like after you get the subframe out, you're gonna support the engine with a piece of wood across it, and then pretty much you're gonna take everything off the top of the motor, your air box, your battery tray, your intercooler piping that runs across there, unhook your shifter cables, your wirings, and then pretty much you're gonna you're gonna pop your wheels off, take your axles out, take your half shaft out, drop your subframe, pull your starter out. It's easier to pull your starter out after the subframe's out. And then you can start unbolting your trans. You don't have to. The one back bolt on the trans, you can keep it. You can keep your front pipe in, and you just keep pushing with a wrench. It's a 17 millimeter. It's gonna hit up against your front pipe, but you can get transmission out without taking your front pipe out. And make sure you have your muscles on that day, because the transmission when you're laying down on your back is heavy. I know from experience of twice now. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to pull the subframe out to get the trans out way, and the transmission does not come out from the top. Yeah, you cannot do a clutch job without removing the trans. You do the same process to put an LSD in the trans. You have to remove the trans. Just the LSD, you got to tear the transmission apart. Doing a clutch job, you don't tear the tranny apart. You just, like I said, you're going to strap the steering wheel so it's straight, bolt. You're going to drop the to do an LSD is pretty much like to put an LSD in the trans is like maybe 45 minutes longer than doing a clutch job, because the LSD, you literally unbolt everything, the trans case, pull it apart, like pull all the sensors out, all your detent springs and your beads for your detent springs, and then you're gonna unbolt all your tranny bolt. And on the top of it, it's got a Seakeeper clip. You're gonna undo the Seakeeper clip, and you're gonna pull the top case off, and then you're gonna pull the gear stack out, and then the differential, and unbolt the differential, and bolt your ring gear onto the LSD. Doing a clutch job is, I'd say, with one person in my garage is like 8 hours, and then doing the LSD, you add like another hour to it. It's a lot of work. That's why I hate doing it. I mean, if you're close to PA, I tell people $1,000 to do clutch in LSD. That's very generous, by the way. Yeah, it's a lot of work, man. I'm not gonna lie. I stuff a lot, and it's a lot of work. And if you're doing it by yourself, Harbor Freight makes this like little dolly transmission jack, and it's like a. I mean, I can't remember exactly. I talked to so many people. Depending, I could cut you a deal. I had a kid come all the way from Ohio to put an MHI Stage 2 turbo on it, intercooler piping. He was on the other side of Columbus, Ohio. I think it total drive was like 6 hours and something. I did his intercooler piping and his turbo and a couple other things for $450. I'm not trying to get rich. I'm just trying to help people build their cars. And I like doing it. Yeah, 4 hours south. Yeah, if you're dead serious, we can make it a plan. Um, just message me and I'll give you a quote. I'll give you a deal. I'm a reasonable person. Come out so we don't have to sit around with a. Like I said, message me and we'll work something out. I'll make sure you have the complete parts list. Right now. So your stock clutch is completely shot then? Yeah, man, just send me pictures. Like I said, if you want to do the LSD, you need the limited slip differential and you need both bearings. And then for the clutch, you can reuse your stock flywheel bolts. And then you need the FK8 pressure plate bolts. And I can get a tube of Honda Bond. And you'll need 3 quarts of transmission fluid. And I run Torco. All right, man. Catch you later. Any more questions? Yeah, man, if you want to video the processor or whatever, you can. Um, I usually don't take a whole lot of video. That's why my video of me doing the transmission is kind of like cut in and out because like I just do it in processes or whatever and take a video. But if you want to video the whole thing to help someone out or whatever for future, I'm not opposed to that. All right, Glenn, thanks for coming. I appreciate everyone being here. Any more questions before I head out? You nailed it. I don't want it or would need that while I'm doing it, or I go to try video and something in my camera is dead, or my SD card's full. So I just take little videos and pictures and stuff like that are what I do. But if someone wanted to video the whole process and edit it and all that stuff, I'd be down with that. The more information that gets passed around, the better the future is for the Accord community, is what I feel. Yeah, I'd download it to my my YouTube. All right, man. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping in and watching. Any more questions? All right, I'm gonna close this out. Thanks for watching. Well, I got one more person. All right, I'm going to end it right there. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, everyone. Catch you next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern.